Hello everyone, how's it going? Dr. Incompetent here, and let's play some more Stellaris, shall we? Working on our complete beginner's guide with the United Nations of Earth, and look at our growing empire. And we just finished building these star bases, or let me see here, building something at these starports and starting the queue. So these notifiers are telling me that we finished the construction queue, which was upgrading this from a starbase to a starport. And you can always see right here in the upper left what level you're at your starbase, so it's a starport. And if we want to upgrade it again, we can make it a star hold, and that will give us more module slots and more building slots. But it also gives you these things, which is less evasion because it's bigger, but it gives you more hit points, gives you 4 module slots, 2 building slots, 9 defensive platforms capacity, which is gross, plus 1 collection range, so our trade ships will go even further. But then, we didn't talk about this last time, there is a protection for trade range, and a sensor range. And you might say, well, what does that mean, protection from trade? If you click right down here below modules for trade routes, you can see this system, the 2 system, is collecting, okay, you could see along its route, okay, all of the trade value that it collects. And then once this system gets the trade value, it has to deliver it back to your capital, and this is the trade route that it goes along. And while it's going along this trade route, it passes through territory and can be attacked by pirates. Now, pirates are not other empires, they are internal threats. Kind of, they feel like barbarians from Civilization. They're just like randos that want your trade value. And you can see right here, where currently we're not in a lot of danger because we only have a trade value of 6. So the pirates aren't like, you know, super excited about this. But this stop is outside of our borders. So this is more dangerous to go here because it's just not within our borders. And the higher the trade value you get, the more likely you are to have pirates attack your trade route and cause unrest and problems within your empire. So we're going to need to work on mitigating that. But one great way to do that is just have, you know, nice, powerful star bases that provide good protection. Also, you can take a cadre of your ships, perhaps a small fleet, and have them stationed at different systems to discourage pirates from attacking. You can even set up like a patrol route so that your fleet will, let's say, go from here and back and forth, and just you will have a fleet of ships just patrolling the trade path to, again, discourage pirates. Now, we don't have to worry about that at the moment because, well, quite frankly, we're not getting a ton of value. But it is something that you need to be aware of. So you can always, you know, check in on that and just see how dangerous things are along the route. And you could see that system piracy in this system right here, they are attacking in Kahalajam, but for not a huge amount of value. And this will go away as soon as we get a starbase built right there. So it would be nice if they took the trade route that was a little bit longer through the system, but it looks like they go the path of least resistance, or the shortest path, I should say. So there you go. Now, I have 63 influence, so I wanted to take maybe this system or this system instead, but we're going to need to go back here and just get this for the trade. Now, on this system, you could see the trade route, and this trade route is 100%. 100% of its value is reaching Sol, unlike 99% at our other system, because everything is internal. You could see here that this is where the trade value is collected. Now, right now, we're actually not getting any trade, and that's because we don't have this system, and there's nothing within reach. So this is not ideal because, you know, we built a trade port here, and we're not really collecting any value. So currently, it's not great. But remember, let's go back to the system. This trade hub is being built, and that will extend the range of collection, so we can get this once we take it. And even up here, if these trigger any value, plus one jump away from that, but we got to get them within our borders. So if you just say to yourself, well, actually, there's not much trade over here, so it's not smart to build a trade hub because I'm not collecting enough, you can always just delete this out of your queue and build something else. But I'm going to leave it there for now because we will get some trade value once we expand, and there might be more up here. But even later, if I don't like it, I could go here, for example, to the starbase, and I can overwrite by dismantling what I have installed and build something else. So you can just destroy like what you have there and refit your starbase if you need to. All right. So any projects going on? How's Earth doing? This one's not bad. We'll research that anomaly. Earth is got 2 free, and that means it's time to build something. We can't build districts anymore, but we could remove a district. Blocker, right? I'm sorry, remove a blocker, and this would give us more generator districts, and this would give us more agricultural districts. You could see that they're kind of, it's a little bit hard to see, but the red bars are through these agricultural districts and these generator districts down here. So if we killed these blockers, we would open those up and have the opportunity to make more food or more money, depending on what we wanted. Or we could go here and build something else. And what would we want? Well, I'm not against the idea of an alloy foundry. So an alloy foundry, you could see we're only making a surplus of 13 alloys per month. And alloys are so useful. So if we built this, let's just say, we would produce 9.27 more minerals at the expense of, 9.27 more alloys at the expense of 12 minerals. And produce 2 jobs for metallurgists. Do we want to do that? We do want to produce minerals, that's important. But seeing that we have 72 mineral production and 2.2k minerals versus the amount of alloys that we have, I think that's not bad. We have plenty of amenities here. Housing is not a problem. And is there anything else that I'd want to drop in? You know, we have no crime. We don't need to worry about that. Resource silos, you know, we could boost research if we wanted to pump up our research. This would be a significant increase in research. It does come at the cost of consumer goods. And you know what? As much as I want alloys, I actually think a research lab is fine. It's a good time to start doing better and getting more science. So I'm going to build a research lab. I'm going to push tab and go to my next planet here, Sirius Prime, and we're at 3. We could build something. Well, we were just talking about alloys. If I built an industrial district here, we could pump out some more alloys and consumer goods. And the consumer goods would kind of help the deficit from the labs. And we have 3, so I could build 1 more before I've got too many free jobs. Now, on this world, We haven't specialized any of our planets yet, so we'll have to start thinking about that. On Alpha Centauri Prime, things are looking pretty good. I'm going to go ahead and just pick up some minerals and make a mining district. Okay. We're back around, and now we have something queued up on all our planets. I'm going to unpause it. Now, until we learn more about our neighbors, I'm fine with this. You notice I haven't built any more corvettes or any military fleet at all this game, and it's because we're not really under threat. If that becomes an issue, I am throwing in these starports, these shipyards at these star bases so that we can rapidly increase our fleet. We would have 3 places where we can build ships to fill up quickly and station them at our borders. Geothermal. The measured pounding observed from orbit is the motion of immense and ancient geothermal extractors breathing their last, built and then abandoned at some point in the distant past. The vast batteries of disintegrated machinery have been pumping up superheated fluids from the planet's core ever since. So the capacitors are broken or leaking, but some energy can still be siphoned. So this just gives us immediately 2,000 credits and plus 3 engineering research on Ernstopes 1. So you could see I got the credits right away. We went from 13 to 15k, and then the other credit is if we work that planet. But this is what I want to bring to your attention. Now that we're moving out, that was from an anomaly that I researched, and it was not in our borders, but we could still collect the bonus. Now, that's because it had a one-time bonus. So if an anomaly has a one-time bonus associated with it, then you just get like the credits like we got. But then the other bonus is for working the planet itself, which is why I really prioritize at the beginning of the game internal anomalies, because you can actually take advantage of them by building a starbase there, controlling the system, and then sending over your construction ships. Whereas if it's far away, you probably won't actually be able to utilize it. So unless the time is good and I feel like I've explored enough, I really ignore anomalies outside my borders in the beginning. This one is rather challenging, so we're just going to leave it be. Just keep mapping out the stars. Okay, we finished another upgrade here. And look at this, we got first contact progress. The language of the fairies contains millions of seemingly redundant sounds, apparently dialectic hangovers from their precursor civilizations. When translated, these apparently superfluous filler words seem to serve no purpose other than to add linguistic flavor, or at most have only minor contextual implications. Thankfully, our linguists have narrowed down the obsolete aspects of their language, and are now compiling an abridged lexicon, which should prove very useful for efficient communication with the fairies. Okay, so we say, understood. Now this adds 3 insights, which will, you can see right here, we've got insights, which will increase our breakthrough chance, and hopefully get us some progress in speaking with these aliens.
System survey complete.
Okay, good. All right, so I'm just going at normal speed, kind of watching things unfold here, and I'm going to pause it. We have enough influence. This isn't a big deal, but the trade value has gone up here. I am going to take a construction ship, and I'm going to build a starbase right there. I'm not huge on this, but the reason I'm doing it is so that we can secure the trade route, and we can look at what happens once we get this and see if the piracy has slowed down a bit. Okay, I'm going to speed it up to fast speed.
System survey complete.
And this is the Harpies mistaken translations. Oh boy. So this didn't go well. Remember, sometimes if you don't want to just read the flavor every time, you can just pay attention to the words in yellow, which are like the keywords. So this says we just lost some insights. So we had 3, we lost 1. Ouch, but we're still working on it.
Special project complete.
Great. A dimension of static. The dimensional portal on Sirius Prime shut itself. We then stabilized the portal. We saw that it led to a dimension consisting solely of a white formless void, interrupted only by random streaks of black noise. The strange phenomenon instantly started to seep into our universe and consumed our dimensional stabilizers, collapsing the gateway. Scary. The portal, static, and dimensional stabilizers have all winked out of existence simultaneously. Nothing was left behind, not even trace particles. If the portal hadn't been unstable, who knows what kind of disaster might have occurred there. Okay, well, that was scary. We finished the project. It can't be studied, or it can be studied, but it's less useful, but we did get 814 science, and okay, there you go. Fair enough.
System survey complete.
Okay. Now, what's the next system that I want to claim? Probably this one for the 6 minerals. So I'm going to take I have a construction ship that's just sitting here doing nothing, and I'm just going to move it there to be ready to go.
Construction complete.
Now let's see, what did we finish? We finished the trade hub, and actually, you could see our trade hub went up, and now our value is even worse because of this particular system has problems. So this is an internal system, and it's still giving us issues with piracy because of the value of the trade route. It's not a lot. It's not a lot to be like overly concerned about, but let's say we wanted to do something about it. I'm going to select my fleet, which is just sitting on Earth, and I'm just going to move them over here. And just show you this, and then we'll kind of do a different tactic in a moment, but I'm moving them over there. All right, finally, we fully excavated this site right here and cast off the hawser. Our exploration has revealed a glance of ancient history displaying the zeal and courage of ancient explorers. Clearly, the captain used this space shanty to motivate and coordinate the crew. Perhaps they even sang along. Our archaeologists are suggesting this performance should be preserved in a museum installation. As for the ancient melody, we've transcribed all the lyrics we could find and added them to our databanks. Our own sailors now have the habit of singing versions of their own space shanties, which should improve their morale and efficiency. So, as a bonus, now we get this modifier that adds our sublight speed. We increase our sublight speed by 10%. So, that's fantastic. What is sublight speed? Sublight speed is how fast ships move within a system. When they're traveling between systems, they're going light speed. In the system, they're moving sublight, and that affects their ability in combat to evade and move quickly. So it's very nice to just get a little bit of extra speed. And let's see here. That ship is done, so what are you doing now, huh? Nothing. So, I'm going to automate this ship. And I'm just going to have them do anomalies. And see, immediately for some reason, they're going out to this anomaly when I'd like you to actually do the anomaly that's closer. So I'm not going to do that. If there's anything good, can you get me this system? There we go. I just right-clicked on it with the science ship, which gave it the command. So it's going to go check out that anomaly. Okay. All of our planets have upgraded.
Construction complete.
Oops. Okay. Now let's see. We finished building the starbase there. So we have this system. And this construction ship I'm just going to automate. And we finished some research on eco-simulation. Okay, great. To get more food. Now what do we want? Okay, cool. So there's a few things we want to talk about right here. Number 1, space combat. Fleet command unit plus 20. You need to know the difference between fleet command limit and naval limit. So, or naval capacity. Fleet command limit is how many ships you can fit in a fleet. So over here you see this fleet has 3 out of 20. Because of our fleet command limit size is 20. That means we can only put 20 ships together. The naval capacity is how many ships you can have total throughout your entire empire. So most of the time, at least early in the game, you probably want to just be building more ships. But the advantage, like if we built our fleet command limit up, it's cool, we could have a big fleet, but we can't actually support that many ships without having to pay a huge penalty for being over our naval capacity. So early, we probably want to just build up our naval capacity so that we can build more ships. But the nice thing about having bigger fleets is that you can assign an admiral to a fleet to give them a bonus, and that would affect the entire fleet. So you could build like a huge fleet that gets a big bonus from the admiral, which is nice. Now, there are a few things that are pretty good here, but I like genome mapping a lot because it gives you 10% growth speed so we can get more pops, which helps us work more areas, etc. And I'm going to take it. Okay, additionally, let me go here. We have now finished the shipyard, we have the trade hub, and we have the crew quarters. And I can look at the trade route, and the trade route is now 100%. And part of it is because we have this internalized now. And also, we have a little bit of scariness with our fleet. Not a lot of scariness, but enough. So what you want is to have your trade protection value to be higher than your trade value, because it says right here, this starbase has a trade protection value of 8, which guarantees that up to 8 from trade routes within its protection range will be protected from piracy. Okay, so that's good. But then you also want to make sure that each of these systems along the way has some kind of protection against pirates. And you could see that we are now in a good spot. Now this ship right here, or this fleet, is doing something, you know, sitting there. Oh, it hasn't arrived yet. Okay, let's see if it, what happens when it leaves here and goes here, if anything changes. Alright. I'm going to check that out, actually. Okay, no, we're good. So, another thing we can do with our fleet would be to set a patrol route for them and just tell them, hey, like, I want you to do this particular path. So, you can see the binoculars up here. Says opens your ship's patrol between their current location and the target location. So I'm actually going to move them to here for now. I'm just going to move the fleet to here. And once they get there, we'll set up the patrol route. This really isn't necessary because the fleet is protected, or the trade route is protected, but I want to show you anyway, like how to do that. All right, we have a new tradition available. So at this point, because we have completely finished the discovery tree, we get to click here and take on a new tree. Now, what do we want? Well, I like expansion a good bit because it makes your star bases cost less influence to claim. Your new colonies start with an additional pop, and on and on and on. And just for adopting it, your colony development speed is up, and your upkeep on alloys is reduced, and you get more districts on your planets, which is awesome. There's other ones that you could think about taking. If you are meeting a lot of people, you might want to take diplomacy and make good relations with aliens. We are meeting 2 right now. Adaptability helps you make best use of the environments around you. Okay, so very, very cool. And then harmony builds unity. Mercantile, we can take for trade value, which might be interesting to us. Prosperity also helps you with money, and supremacy would be like, if you're trying to take people down with combat. I'm going to go with expansion. I like it, and I like the reduced cost of Starbase, and then I also like reducing our empire size and the upkeep cost of Starbases, as well as pop growth speed, etc. So we're going to go for this, and I'm just going to adopt that tradition tree. There we go. And now, like, let's say I said, okay, great, let's go ahead and get this system. Oh no, I said I wanted to get Paru. Yeah, and that's fine. So if I want to get Paru, oh, that's my science ship. Where did my other construction ship go? Oh, it's still on the way. Okay. So, Pelk's Cradonian civilization encountered. We've detected the presence of a pre-FTL alien civilization on Unimar 4 in the Unimar system. They have advanced into the equivalent of an Iron Age, and they're divided into numerous petty kingdoms and empires. Their species is spread across almost the entire surface of the planet. We should consider building an observation post above their world to study them more closely. Okay. We did it. We've now surveyed 8 habitable worlds, and by completing this event chain, we get 1329 society research and 1,000 credits, which is just great.
Construction complete.
Okay, so this guy is here, and I want to build a starbase, but you can see we need 4 influence to get it, which is just fine. We're going to be there in a second. So the fairies are really elusive, and it's very, very difficult for us to make progress. We have made some progress. Now they're isolationist, which is what we know so far, which means that they want to be left alone. So the fairies don't want probably to deal with us. Or is it the harpies? No, it's the fairies up here that are isolationist. So, okay. Fine. We'll see how that goes. The fairies and the harpies around us. That's pretty interesting. And we found an event chain precursor, the Cybrex. The hostile and unforgiving world of Poru 7A was home to what once appears to have been a large Cybrex base. Nothing remains of it now, aside from scattered debris and a large crater. We'll have to investigate the site of the base more closely if we're to learn more. Okay, so we get a special project right there. And you can hear it goes into the situation log. Anything else in the situation log that we want? We're actually pretty empty. If we want to find out artifacts for this, you could see it actually nests itself within this larger Cybrex precursors event chain. And then here's our 2 contacts that we're working with. We have many anomalies open. How are we doing on victory? Well, we got 3 7s, so we're in 7th. Yeah. Yeah, you know. Oh, and I can immediately now claim this. Let's build a base. Do I have any side ships that are doing nothing? They're over there, that's fine. This side ship is doing that, that's okay. Einstein is doing that. And Copernicus is way down here. This is okay. I kind of wish the Copernicus went over here. instead and back around here. It's gotten a little further away than I'd like. I'm going to peel off they're investigating this. That's fine. Anomaly. That's okay, actually. That'll be done soon. Oh, our fleet got here. Okay, so I'm going to click our fleet, and I'm going to click patrol, and I'm going to say patrol the route between here and here. And so now you can see that this is the proposed patrol route, and this is a small group, but now they'll patrol that.
Construction complete.
Which is fine. I mean, it's not like, you know, the most exciting thing ever. I'm going to automate construction here so we can upgrade all this. It's a cool exercise to patrol. Now, because we have built a crew quarters, it's actually better for us to dock ships here instead of having them on patrol because we get an upkeep cost reduction. But we only have 3 ships, so it's not a big deal. And the Harpies are also being elusive. Oh no. Uh-oh. Hostile. Okay. So the Harpies are down here. And they are exhibiting a hostile stance. So that's less than ideal. So we might have some baddies down below.
System survey complete.
Towed asteroid. For some reason, someone has towed an asteroid into a stable orbit around 2-2. The massive engine sections and braking thrusters can still be found on the surface, although they've been long since rendered inoperable. Whoever did this also mined the asteroid for minerals, but these operations were seemingly abandoned shortly after they begun. So this just gives us engineering research on 2-2. Okay, great. So you can see it's actually right here. That's from the anomaly that we found. And so there's just this extra engineering research right here that we can get. We finished our engineering research, and now we have some choices. What do we want? So afterburners would, they take a bunch of power and make us go faster to give us a combat speed buff, which is cool. So remember earlier when I misspoke about reactors making you go faster. Reactors themselves don't make you go faster, they give you more power, which allows you to install more components onto your ship. And one of those could be an afterburner, which consumes a great bit of power. So you need a nice reactor to get the afterburners, which will actually make you faster. So these are all military. This armor could be good. We can get frigates with torpedoes. A coil gun. And the afterburners. I'm going to go with space torpedoes. Like I said, I haven't been going a lot of military stuff, but we're going to start moving in that direction. We now know that we have like a potentially angry buddy down here, somebody who's hostile, and we might need some technology in the ship world. So we're going to do that. Now, what is this guy doing here? There's another anomaly that you're researching. I love that you're researching anomalies, but I'm actually going to survey that system.
Research complete.
And we finished our survey speed. Perfect. Okay, now what? So this gives us an edict to boost our technicians and allows us to build an energy grid, which gives us a bunch of money, which could be really good. Here's the fusion reactor, like we were talking about for our ships. Research station output plus 10%. You can actually look at your research and kind of see the breakdown there, but if we hold this down, we could see how many research stations we actually have within our system currently. This one isn't even within our borders. we have 2 here. We have 3, and we don't have a ton of research stations. I'm going to get the fusion reactor so we could start upgrading our navy. We haven't built any ships yet, so in the future we're going to talk about designing our own ships, building better ships, upgrading ships, and things like that. All right, great. So we're doing beautifully. We are expanding, and we have secured our trade route. We put some ships on patrol, and we're making more progress, but we might have some nasty aliens. Luckily, we have an amazing choke point here to completely separate us off from them, so we can put all of our energy into just defending that point if they get real frisky, but we'll see. Everyone, I hope you're still finding this series to be useful and fun. Thank you so much for watching. I'll check you in the next one. Take care.